This is Anna Stella at Rebellion.
And you're watching Anna Stella Rocks with the Cruel Knives.
Perfectionist.
Well, there you go then. Yeah, you nailed it. And speaking of perfectionists, I absolutely love this description of you from Kerrang, okay, which I'm sure you'll have heard before. Former Heaven's Basement pair. That's you two. Wheels debut EP with terrifying precision. Harder, faster and meaner riffs than ever. Packed with skull-rattling tunes that demand to be played loud.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
So are we in for some skull-rattling this evening?
Absolutely, yeah. How many shows are we in? I mean, 6 or 7 shows into the tour now?
I'm not sure, but they're getting
It's
better.
a 10-day tour, isn't it? And you're the main support for the Fallen States.
That's right, yeah. And it's been really good because we've been primarily focused on our latest release, Side 2. So we've been in the studio for ages getting that together. And so the kind of songs are in their infancy. This is like, live-wise, the 7th time we've ever played them. So it's nice kind of like developing that, like it's getting stronger and stronger.
And we've been changing the set quite often throughout those nights as well. So some songs we've only played a couple of times.
Yeah, exactly. Keeps it fresh, keeps it exciting.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to know how the band got together, because as I mentioned at the start, 2 of you were together in Heaven's Basement.
Yeah.
So this band, when did the band form? And then how did the other two sort of...
I guess 2017,
Right.
technically.
So fairly recent.
So, yeah, just in that period where we decided that we were going to step away from Basement, we had known Tom, because he played with us before, and we were like, let's just write some tunes and see what comes of it. We weren't looking for a replacement singer or anything, we were just like, we wanted something organic. That was the whole point of everything we did. So in that year, when we were writing songs, Chris, the drummer from Heaven's Basement, he actually had twins and realised, well, just at the point we were about to launch, he realised, I'm actually not going to be able to do this. His heart wanted to do it, but his head just went, this probably isn't going to work. Yeah. So literally maybe a week before our first European tour, was with the Pretty Reckless, and Al was like, I'll do it, cut his holiday short, came back. And me and Al had known each other since we were teenagers. We played in a band together before Heaven's Basement, and Al actually worked for Heaven's Basement. He was part of the crew, so he was the only other person that could have played drums.
Wow, so it's all come together really quite nicely for you, hasn't it? So your current record, Side 2, that dropped on the 30th of August.
Yeah,
of course,
that's right.
you had a Side 1. Are we going to have a Side 3 next?
No, I think maybe softer side piano
Softer
ballads
side.
accompanied by harp. Yeah.
I don't know. There's something really liberating about making EPs.
Yeah.
Because there's more you can do with less time.
Yeah.
And because the first one, this band hit the ground running, man. Like, we came out of it, we didn't even have a band name, and then next week we were on tour around Europe. So we were like, well, let's go and record some songs quickly. We were really like, if I listen to it now, I still like the songs, but I hear that we're like a young band developing. But so then we were like, well, let's do Side 1, and then we'll do a Side 2, and that'll be the album, and that'll get us out of jail, and then we can go back in. So Side 2 is really just the evolution of the band a year or so on.
Okay.
To be honest, I kind of like doing it, so maybe we'll just be Side 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Until the end.
Many sides.
Yeah.
Infinite. How did you come up
The
with
many
the name?
sides of the Cruel Knives, that would be the final box.
So many edges. Maybe we should do like edge one,
Yeah.
knife edge or something. How did you come up with the name? Cool Knives?
It's between Rob and myself, we were both basically coming up with band names is the worst thing.
I think it's really the most fun thing.
No, it's the worst.
It is when
part.
you don't take them seriously. You can make up some great names on the spot.
Because they're all ridiculous. Everything is ridiculous until it has a purpose and why are you called that. So
there's so many great bands with ridiculous names.
Sure, yeah. And we'd had a similar one between us, and we were both reading Orwell, George Orwell at the time, and Rob had just read the book of Animal Farm, and I think I just watched the animation version of it for the first time.
Yeah.
I'd known the book and stuff, but I'd never actually watched the cartoon version. And there's a line in it where they reference the cruel knives. Like they rounded up the animals, threw the cruel knives down the well, and it just, because it was so similar to another one we've been dealing with.
Yeah.
And there was another reference to Animal Farm and George Roy. They just seemed to pop up. As soon as then, I was like, well, that's something. And we just, I think we'd actually just finished writing On a Leash, and I heard the Cruel Knives name, and I heard that and went, that fits.
Yeah.
So.
It's a good name. I like.
Plus, the headline band were ringing us, going, "Have you got a band name? We're going on tour next week." So we're like, "Yeah, sure." Good.
Well, and then once you get the logo together and the font and everything, it kind of seems a bit more of a thing then, instead of just a name. It's
Yeah.
like that's what it is. That's what it looks like, and that's
More
what our band's going to
tangible.
be.
You've got to have an identity.
Yeah.
What you put together all the components of it.
Once we had the name, then I was like, "Now we've got a band."
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just like we've got some tunes and we can do stuff, but it didn't feel like it was a mate from the day we had the name.
Am I right in thinking you're all spread out over the UK?
Well, kind of used to,
You're
but
not-
now we're mainly just
Oh.
smashed in the middle.
Oh right, near each other or smash
Yeah,
or?
near enough. We're in
Right.
England,
Yeah.
it's not that far.
Yeah.
Like everyone's within an hour-ish of each other, so
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
not too bad actually.
Well-
We're just sat on the fence in the middle of the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
Al and I were born in the same hospital,
Are you?
so and we've so we're still around that area.
We're really close.
Tom's from Dudley,
We're
Rob's
West
from up
Midlands.
north but lives in Oxford.
I'm an exiled
Okay.
Yorkshireman.
Yeah.
Right.
We're based down here now, East Midlands, aren't you now?
So it doesn't make like rehearsing difficult, or as you say, is
It's only when we try and play tight.
jump in the car.
Nah, it's all-
Yeah, only when we can't hear each other from Birmingham. But no, it's easy because they come
Yeah.
to my house, so it's easy for me.
Oh, that's alright. Yeah.
But we don't really rehearse that much because when you're writing and you're recording, you're kind of active. You know?
yeah.
So, as I'm sure you'll see tonight, that we don't really rehearse that much. Because,
Well,
but it's honestly,
that's what
it's
makes it
not,
interesting.
it is deliberate. Because each show on this tour, I think everyone would say is developed from the last one. Like you find more things, you do more
Yeah.
things. It's much freer than any bands I've been in before.
Oh, that's
So it's a
great.
little bit more
Even if it's just the little listings.
Yeah.
What will you be
every
doing
little
by the
thing
end of
makes
the
a
tour?
difference.
probably split up.
Take a year off, a year and a half off,
Hiatus.
something like that.
I don't know, but like, yeah, each gig has been like something special, and that's always the kind of thing that I've always liked about live
Yeah.
music. Because you can get trapped into doing the same thing. Oh, that worked, so let's do that forever.
Yeah.
And I think it's a trap.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing what you've got up your sleeves this evening. I've got a question for you from Azra on Twitter, and he asked the same question to Farron as well. It's a bit of a random one. He wants to know, have you ever thrown a shoe over a pub?
No, but I did once bet our old drummer that he couldn't kick a football over a hotel.
And could you?
No, it went straight back down on a Beamer, I think.
I think it was a Rolls Royce.
And then we legged it.
Yeah.
A shoe over a pub.
Yeah.
I
Is
think
that a thing?
I
Is
reckon I
it-
could have a good bash at that. I've got a pretty
Yeah?
good throw. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've
well,
got
after
tried
your
it.
set,
I might do it
go
now
out
though.
and-
But
Whose shoe am I using though? Do I have to use my own shoe?
Well, no, I don't think there's any specification as to whose shoe you use.
Yeah.
I guess whichever's nearest.
I'll have
which
to compare
probably
shoes and
yours.
see what's better to
Well,
throw.
yeah, exactly. Some might be. Maybe
Yours is are a bit weighty. He's not got them on.
Yeah.
His stage shoes are a bit weighty, so I
Yeah.
don't fancy that. These might be
Would
alright.
you think lighter or heavier ones would be better?
The right amount. The right amount. So I'm thinking,
You have to try a few then.
oh,
You're not having my boot though.
get a couple of socks in the
Right.
probably
first, I
mine
think
with a
it'll be
couple of
alright.
pairs of socks in
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
perfect way, thinking
Alright.
about it. How
Okay.
tall's the pub? Is it like a
Oh, wow.
Wetherspoons complex? Because you ain't getting over one of them. There's an old English pub I'm on.
I'd say.
Should I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Well, I appreciate you taking it seriously because
Yeah.
so many people don't. I think.
and I don't know why they would.
I
Is
think-
someone over there? Does it have to go over it or on top of it?
Wait, I'm thinking.
You know what I mean?
Right, one has to go over it.
Yeah.
'cause
I
the
remember
question
the
was
football in
over
Germany.
it.
That was brutal.
The what?
The football. What he just said
Oh,
reminded me of
landed
it. Yeah,
on the
that was
car.
bad.
Did it?
Oh,
like,
well, we
damage
didn't
the
actually
car?
see it, man. We saw
Yeah.
it was coming
So
down,
it
so
was
we ran.
heading towards the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't even our football.
I've thrown a welly pretty far.
Have you?
Yeah.
What was that?
They're
for?
hard to direct though.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
don't throw it
Yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah, I think I might have done that at a fun day a couple of times. It wasn't much fun though.
I think I was in a fight. No. No. Yeah, just keep wellies
thought
on
that
me
you
just in
lost.
case. Yeah.
Any plans for
The farmer.
Halloween?
No.
Any plans for what?
Halloween?
Halloween.
We finished the day. Did we finish the day before Halloween? Almost like
I think we finished just the day
I think
before.
so.
Was it on like
Maybe
a
trick or
Wednesday?
treating? I'm not sure what day of the week it is actually.
Probably watched a good film like Psycho or
On a
something.
Thursday, next
So
Thursday.
Hitchcock.
Well,
probably
I was gonna. There was this pretty banging screening of Psycho happening, but I'm not making it anymore. My friend always throws a
Like
massive
footsteps.
Halloween party, so that's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah,
have been to
yeah,
that,
yeah,
haven't you?
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, it's a bit nuts that one.
What's nuts?
We were
about it?
playing in
Oh,
London,
yeah, we
and I
were.
was like,
Yeah.
guys, let's go here.
Well, everyone's just dressed up to the nines and we just piled in. Like,
Performers everywhere.
we're extras from Lost Boys.
Yeah, sure, just say that. Yeah, it's just a lot. It's big. It's good.
Last Halloween, I was reviewing Bad Touch with Erin Buchanan and Daxon Roxanne. That's what I was doing last Halloween.
All right, we
Yes.
were in Manchester last Halloween. We were recording, weren't we? We were
Yeah.
recording.
Oh, that's right, you recorded
We
that,
came to get out-
didn't you?
So we
Yeah.
actually recorded this. We recorded Side 2 a year ago this week.
Yeah.
So why do you record in Manchester? It's the best place, obviously,
'cause-
for music. Isn't that right?
I reckon so, yeah, but I'm a northerner.
Yeah. Well, no, we've always loved Manchester.
You're Yorkshireman.
I am a Yorkshireman, yeah.
Okay.
Don't get many studios in Yorkshire, we've only just got Wi-Fi.
Yeah. No. A friend of ours, he's be here later actually. He used to play in Heaven's Basement with us years ago, and he went off to. When we had the first singer change, he went off to do more studio stuff, and he set up a studio in Manchester, and so yeah, we just hang out there.
Do you
And
want to plug the studio?
yeah, yes, it's called Red City Recordings, and it's
Okay.
the best studio in Manchester if you're like just want a working band. It's a great studio.
It pretty much always has kind of been our second home anyway, hasn't it? Because we don't actually
Yeah.
have a base.
Yeah.
You could say we're all kind of in the Midlands at SIDS, but other than that, Manchester is really like where
it's
it's at
like
for
a
us.
second home.
Yeah.
Great, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great chatting to you. Wish you all the best for this evening. I can't wait to see what you pull out the bag. I'm sure it will be awesome, whatever it is. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
This is rock and roll.